guys, and welcome back to Fox Report. If you haven't done so already, please drop a like and subscribe because we have a lot to discuss today. In this episode, I'm breaking it down in 3 parts. First part being the match on Thursday against Rennes that was very crucial, very scary. Those last 15 minutes felt like a lifetime. But anyways, we qualified into the next stage, and now the second part being who do we face? What is the team? What is our fate in this competition of the Europa Conference League? Now, the last part being this next match over the weekend on Sunday against Brentford at the King Power Stadium. I'll be doing a pre-match review. So stay tuned, and let's first go over to the starting 11 that Brendan Rodgers put out to face off against Rennes. And that begins with the formation of a 4-3-3. Our goalkeeper, Kasper Schmeichel. In the back line, on the left side, we have Luke Thomas. In the middle, we have Wesley Fofana making his comeback after 9-10 months out, alongside Daniel Amartey. And on the right, we have James Justin. Now our 3 holding midfielders on the left side, Kieran Dewsbury-Hall. In the middle, we have Wilfred Ndidi. And on the right, we have Yuri Tielemans. Now our 3 attacking players up top. On the left, Harvey Barnes. In the center, Kelechi Iheanacho. And on the right, Mark Albrighton. So going from this starting 11, I already have my questions. I already have my doubts. First off, what's Fofana doing in this starting 11? He's coming back from a long-term injury, almost a year. And you're going to put him in this match against Rennes, a team that's beaten Lyon over the weekend, 4-2 away. A team that is, though they are down 2 goals on aggregate, they're coming into this match full force, will do anything to score a goal, and even if that means injuring one of our players, which could be Fofana, who's been out, like I said, for a year, almost a year, and putting him at risk to be injured furthermore, who knows how long if that happens. Like, I was already thinking the worst, because it just doesn't make sense to have a player come on in this very crucial match where anything could happen, and we did have injuries in this match. But of course, this is all before we saw what Fofana did in this match, and of course, we're all happy that he played. But no, those are my thoughts. Also, with Soyuncu and Patson Daka, we did hear a couple minutes after the lineup was announced that there was some reported illness with these 2 players, which couldn't allow them to be playing in this fixture. So it's one of those things where the worst things that could happen all happen now. Like, it can't be another time for that to happen. It just happens now in this match that's very crucial. Even though we're 2 goals up, it could go either way. And you could imagine what I started thinking after the first 10 minutes of the match where we concede the first goal. And that goes with a challenge with Mark Albrighton challenging a ball, but apparently he pulls his groin, they're trying to say, I think they're saying. And he backs out of that challenge. Rennes have possession. They see a teammate on the left. They pass to the teammate. The teammate dribbles up inside the box on the left side, crosses it on the ground. We have a player there, a Rennes player, right there to tap it in the middle of the box. And then we concede 1 goal. So it's 1-0. And yeah, it's one of those things where, like, that's kind of early to concede. Don't you think? You know, we have so much time left of this match, and to be losing 1-0 now, like, who knows how long until they score another goal and then they're back in this match. So yeah, luckily that didn't happen. Luckily we found our ground. We began to pass the ball around, and we did see the flaws from the Rennes defense. So even though their attack was great, their defense made some crucial mistakes. That being, in the first half, we have a mistake with the defense. We have KDH to pick up on that. He takes the ball away. He gives it to Kelechi Iheanacho. Kelechi Iheanacho at the center, dribbles the ball up, seeing runs on the left side from KDH and Harvey Barnes. He passes it over to Barnes. Barnes looks to have an open spot to score, but I believe he takes a hard touch, doesn't use his left foot. He should have used his left, uses his right instead. He takes a shot, saves it by the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper deflects it back to Kelechi Iheanacho, and Kelechi Iheanacho, thinking he has all the time in the world to shoot that ball, but the Rennes player just comes right behind him and boots it out. So yeah, I mean, it wasn't necessarily all going to Rennes after that first goal. Like I said before, we found our ground, and then it just began to be more so a 50-50 match. And then we go to halftime. But first, with the injury of Mark Albrighton, like, I have to say, like, you know, that's going to happen if you keep playing him for who knows how many matches he started already. But, you know, of his age, to be playing in these competitive matches, consistently starting, there's going to be a time where he's going to pick up an injury. And that's what we saw. And I mean, thankfully, that in Europa League there's 5 changes that could be made. But imagine this being in the Premier League where we only have 3 changes. That could have definitely affected us really, really bad. So thankfully, it didn't affect us that much. But he came out, and we have injury now. So for what we're going to see now, moving forward until he recovers, it's going to be Lookman, which is not a bad option. Lookman came on, perfectly played well, played his game, just dribbled the ball up, took on players, started plays. Like, that's what we want to see from Lookman. And I'm just talking about, we have to know how to rotate players. Even though one's playing very well, we still got to rotate them, because we're not, these players aren't robots. They're not going to be 100% every single match you play. They're bound to pick up an injury if you just exert them to their fullest. But anyways, we go into halftime, and I don't know what Roger says to them, but we're full on focus. We're now going in with a different mindset, and from the start, we see that we attack. We're attacking. We are just pressing up, taking shots off set pieces, off corners. We have a great corner by KDH to Marty. He heads it, but it gets blocked by their goalkeeper. And then we have another corner with Adam Lookman, another beautiful cross, and he finds Fofana. Fofana's there to make his statement. He says after scoring that header, beautiful header, I'm back. He's back not only to defend, but to make the difference, and he puts that 1 goal for us, making it 1-1. We're back in safety zone, having 2 goals up, but of course, Rennes, a team where they won't give up. They keep on going, and just 15 minutes, I think the 74th, 75th minute, so 15 minutes before the 90 minutes, they score. Beautiful play, you could say. You have to give them credit. They found their way out of Lookman and James Justin. A player finds his way in between them. He passes the ball toward the center, finds a player in the center, sets himself up for another player to that one-touch setup. They take a shot, and we can see another goal. It's 2-1. Rennes are back in this match. Very easy, very simple. Just the way they're able to cut in and out, we just couldn't handle that. For some reason, they just made us literally look like amateurs with their cut-ins, cut-outs, and just getting right past us easily, very easily. But anyways, we held our ground for those last 15 minutes. Like I said, it felt like a lifetime. Plus stoppage time, 6 minutes. You can't complain, because we did waste a lot of time, as well with injuries and subs and such sort. So that, was expected to happen. So, yeah, it's just one of those things where you have to just defend. You have to do anything you can possibly to wait until the last minute to just make sure no goal gets scored on you, and that's what we did. We just defended from the last 15 minutes. We put in Vestergaard, who did a great job in defending, putting his life on the line to just make sure no goal gets conceded, and then we go to the final whistle, and we proceed into the quarterfinals with a 3-2 advantage on aggregate. So yeah, it's one of those things where we're just like, whew, that could have gone either way, but thankfully it came our way. So now we move on into the quarterfinals. Not just us, but other 7 teams have qualified into the quarterfinals of the Europa Conference League. And now just one team will face us, and that will be PSV Eindhoven. A team that is no stranger to any European competition, not to the Champions League, not to the Europa League, and especially now, not to the Conference League. We know PSV back in the late 2000s, early 2010s, doing fantastically in the Champions League. Very great players they produced, and yeah, they're a very known team from all across the world. So it's very exciting to see us, Leicester City, now playing PSV. Not going to be an easy game whatsoever. In their last match for the second leg of the round of 16, they defeated FC Copenhagen from Denmark 4-0 away. But then again, they had a very tight aggregate there in the first leg, where they played first at home in the Netherlands, where they tied 4-4. So I don't know, does PSV have some flaws that we could pick up on? Not sure, but all we know is that we're playing home first at the KP, and then we'll make the trip over to the Netherlands. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about that fixture. Can we go through into semifinals? And if we do, we play, I believe it's the team Glimt and Roma, who will be playing together for the quarterfinals, and whoever wins that match, and if we win ours, we play either or. But also we have to know that we play home in this quarterfinals, and if we go to the semifinals, play home as well. So there will be no second leg for us to play home, all away, and that will all lead up to the final in Albania. So yeah, that's going to be something very just stressful, but we have to take it game by game. But of course, like I said, let me know what you guys think about this fixture, about PSV. You know, is it challenging? Is it easy? I don't think it's easy. It's going to be very tough. But of course, let me know all your thoughts. Just leave it all in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to answer them as soon as I can. But yeah, you know, just more so going about PSV. Currently, they're in second place in their league, trying to fight for that title and also qualify for Champions League next season. So yeah, I mean, it's going to get harder and harder as we go on in this competition, but I think with the team, with the players we have, with that ambition now that we've qualified into quarterfinals, we're getting players back from injury, Fofana, and now I'm assuming by that time, hopefully, Vardy comes back, as well as Johnny Evans and Castagna. So yeah, you know, hopefully it all comes well into place, but we take game by game, week by week, and see what happens. Now, we go into our next match that will be this weekend against Brentford for the Premier League over at the King Power Stadium. Brentford, a side that started fairly well, you got to say, at the start of the season, winning their matches, being that top 4, top 5 position. We're all thinking, wow, you know, for a team that hasn't been in the Premier League for who knows how long, they come back and they're just outstanding. But no, later on as the season went on, they began to just drop in form, and now they sit in 15th place with 30 points. There are 3 games ahead of us, I believe. Or is it 2 games? 3 or 2 games ahead of us. And yeah, you know, if they beat us, we tie at 33 points each. So no, definitely don't want that to happen. But looking at their last match against Burnley, they defeated them 2-0. Similar situation to how we defeated Burnley, where we scored the goals late on in the 80th minute. And we have to remember that they have Christian Eriksen. Christian Eriksen, a phenomenal player for Denmark, for Tottenham, for Inter. You know, his crosses, his shots from outside the box, like, we have to be on alert for that. We can't give him no time to just take those shots, to get those crosses in, because that's pretty much what he did in the match against Burnley. He gave a cross to Ivan Toney to make the first goal, inside the box, easy header in. So yeah, one of those players we have to look out for is Eriksen, Ivan Toney, and other players in Brentford. So yeah, it's just one of those things where, I mean, I don't think it'll be hard at all, especially the way we've been performing lately, but definitely do not be overconfident. But of course, like I said, let me know what you guys think about that coming into this fixture against Brentford. Is it easy for us? What are your score predictions? But I say my prediction for this match, I say it's going to be even though I did say it's a very, very tough one, I think we can pull off a 3-0. That's if we play just like we played those first 10 minutes of the second half in that second leg against Rennes. I think we can pull off a 3-0 win. But that's just all communication, all just 1-2 one-touch passes. Just don't waste the ball. Don't risk any passes. Just be confident, but not too confident. But of course, finish opportunities that are given to you. Now, my predicted starting lineup will be, from what we saw with Fofana, of course, I think he should start in this match. That begins with Kasper Schmeichel in goal, our formation 4-3-3. In the back line, on the left side, Luke Thomas, Fofana, Daniel Marty, and on the right, as a right back, James Justin. Our 3 holding midfielders on the left side, KDH with James Maddison, and on the right, we'll have Yuri Tielemans. Now, we know Wilfred Ndidi came back injured, something with his knee apparently, so I expect him to be out for hopefully not a long time, but definitely not in time for this match over the weekend. Our 3 up top, on the left side, Harvey Barnes. In the center, perhaps it will be Iheanacho. I don't know whether Pasandaka or Suyuncu will come back in time for this match, but I'm just thinking the fact that they may be out until after the international break. So we'll have Iheanacho up there, and on the right side, Adamola Lookman. So yeah, that's what I expect to see. Hopefully we see this. I think it's a very strong side that can go on and give a great performance. But that is all I have for this episode, the pre-match review, my thoughts on the match against Rennes in the second leg, and my thoughts now for the quarterfinals, the draw against PSV Eindhoven. Of course, like I always say, just leave a comment if you want to leave a comment. Anything you want to say, just leave it all in there. And don't forget to drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.